"50 years and 5 generations have brought us to this, the 2015 Ford Mustang. It's unquestionably America's most iconic car, and now it's ready for the rest of the world." The 6th generation Mustang has a design that harks back to the original 1964 pony car, but underneath the skin, this is the most advanced Stang yet. But if this car is going to compete on the world stage, it needed to be brought into the 21st century. That means new engines, new suspension, better aerodynamics, improved safety, and more technology. Before we get behind the wheel, it has to be said the designers have done a brilliant job with this latest example. It still looks a little bit retro, but is a completely contemporary design. But enough of the talk. I've come here to Los Angeles to find out how this Mustang built for the world drives on the road. Now, in Australia, we'll get the choice of 2 engines, a 5-litre V8 and a turbocharged 2.3-litre 4-cylinder EcoBoost. But at the moment, I'm only interested in the big V8 that pumps out 324 kilowatts of power and 542 newton meters of torque. A V8 powered Mustang is as American as baseball and apple pie, and with good reason. And here we are behind the wheel of the all-new Mustang, and we're on one of the best bits of road around LA. It's called the Angeles Crest Highway, and it snakes its way through the canyons and up to the top of this awesome mountain range. It's the perfect place to test a car like this. Up this road, it feels really flexible. There's loads of grunt, plenty of pull-in power to drag you out of the corners. And as an added bonus, it sounds fantastic. It's got a really sweet engine note. Just listen to it. Awesome. Just what you want a Mustang to sound like. But power is no good unless you can control it, and the Ford engineers had to ditch the old-fashioned live rear axle in favour of a new fully independent rear suspension. Originally they'd intended to carry over the front suspension from the old model, but the new independent rear was so much better it required a complete redesign. The upshot of the new suspension is it also means Ford have been able to fit bigger brakes, right up to the 6-piston Brembos we tested on the Performance Pack equipped GT. Now, Ford claims this is the nimblest and most comfortable Mustang ever, which may sound like a bold claim, but if you know your Mustang history, you'll know that the car was more famous for its straight line performance than its poise and finesse. And on this road, I've got to say I'm really impressed. I mean, you think of these American pony cars, you think more straight line performance, but it feels really well balanced. You know, I guess I was expecting a blunt instrument, and what I've got is actually quite a precision tool. It's also got a selectable drive mode, which allows you to tailor the responsiveness of the engine and the transmission and the steering depending on the conditions. There's a normal setting, a sport setting, a track setting, and a wet weather setting. Ford have pushed the envelope to try and make this the best Mustang ever. So that means stuffing as much technology into it as possible. Safety and technology may not be as commonly associated with pony cars, but a modern sports car for the world needs all the latest tricks and tools. The new Mustang comes equipped with 8 airbags, double the old model. It can also be equipped with adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and a reversing camera. It also comes with some cool features, including track apps to see how fast you can accelerate, among other things, plus launch control and a line locker that allows you to perform a controlled burnout. Australians will have to wait until the second half of 2015 before the Mustang arrives. And when it does, it's expected to be priced from around $65,000 to $70,000 for the V8 GT. So the real question is the Mustang good enough to replace the Falcon as Ford Australia's performance hero? Well, after a day behind the wheel in LA, I've got to say, I think the answer is yes.